Okay, my favorite tool right now is LinkedIn. If you're in the nonprofit world, which if you are listening to this show, I bet you are, LinkedIn for Nonprofits is a game changer. Think free resources, exclusive discounts, tools designed just for you, all around hiring, donor outreach, building corporate partnership relationships, and building your dream community of supporters. And fun fact, 85% of nonprofit professionals say LinkedIn helps them reach their goals. So here's what I want you to do. Number one, follow me, Dana Snyder, on LinkedIn. I share monthly giving inspiration and nonprofit growth tips all the time. And follow LinkedIn for Nonprofits for the latest tools and strategies to grow your business page for your nonprofit and your personal account as well. Then head to nonprofit.linkedin.com to unlock your exclusive discounts and goodies. This podcast is proudly brought to you by LinkedIn for Nonprofits. Click the link in the show notes to learn more, and let's head into today's episode.
LinkedIn members want to give. We have surveyed them, and every time we do, like 80% of them want to give back to organizations. They view giving back as an extension of their professional identity. Remember, the LinkedIn platform is a social platform, but it's different from Facebook. It's different from Instagram. This is one of the most trusted social platforms in the world year after year. And people who you reach on LinkedIn are going to be inclined to engage with you when it comes to giving back to your organizations.
I'm Dana Snyder, your host of the Missions to Movements podcast. And my path to philanthropy has been anything but traditional. This show is your weekly mastermind, designed to give you the ideas, insights, and support you need to push the boundaries of what's been done before in nonprofit marketing and fundraising. Whether you're looking to build a magnetic monthly giving program, elevate your personal brand, or create partnerships that amplify your impact, this space is for you. I'll bring you solo episodes and conversations with industry leaders, offering actionable strategies and fresh perspectives that will move you and your mission forward. Let's turn your mission into a movement. Hello, listener. I hope you are having a beautiful start to your day, or maybe you are listening to this as you wrap up your day, driving the kids to school, whatever it is you're doing some laundry, doing your dishes. I am so happy that you are here listening to Missions to Movements. Today, I have a repeat guest. This happens occasionally on the show with people that I love what they're doing and what they're working on and want to learn more and share it with you. And so today's repeat guest is Ariana Unai. She is the head of LinkedIn for Nonprofits. If you are not already familiar, it is literally one of the favorite platforms, tools in my back pocket. That is a tab that I have open pretty much all day, every day on my computer and networking with people and learning and sharing education. And so if you do not already follow me, please search Dana Snyder. And if you do not follow LinkedIn for Nonprofits, please follow them. And if you do not follow Ariana Unai, please follow her as well. I will link to all of them below. Ariana was guest on episode 99, and that was kind of really an overall generalization of how nonprofits can use LinkedIn. So if you want to go back to that episode, I can't believe that was recorded November 15th of 2023, which feels like forever and a life ago. Because at the time, my daughter was not even 1. So that puts things into perspective. And she's back today to talk about a really exciting announcement and specifically how you can tap into LinkedIn for fundraising. And I know that is something that everyone is eager to learn about. It's a very relational platform. So Ariana, welcome back to the show.
Dina, thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be back. What episode number are we on now? We were at 99 in 2023.
Oh gosh, 170 something.
Wow. All right. Well, less of a pivotal moment than 99 was, but I'm certainly excited to be back for episode 170 something or other. Congrats on your continued momentum.
Thanks. It's been really fun to see the show grow. And we were just talking about this a little bit beforehand, that international audience, I see you. I love hearing from you. So also, like, it is the biggest, I don't know, approval. A lot of times I'm talking to a guest, we are talking to each other into microphones on a virtual screen. And so anytime we collectively get to hear from you about these episodes, whether it's through a LinkedIn message or in my inbox, it's a pleasure. So please keep sending out those messages. It really means a lot. And Ariana, I know you are somebody who probably gets a ton of those in your role. Can you share? I know in episode 99, we went through this a little bit, but for those that did not listen to that episode, a tiny bit of background just to give people context of your role at LinkedIn.
Absolutely. Yes. And hi to our global nonprofits. We love nonprofits around the globe and excited that hopefully some of the messages we share today can reach you. All right. So I have been at LinkedIn 14 and a half years and helped found
So
our
cool.
very first. Thank you. It has been a lifetime, it feels like, but I get to be in my total dream job because we help organizations leverage the power of our platform and our LinkedIn products to unlock greater mission level impact. All starting with the fact that networks, connections, relationships power nonprofit missions, and LinkedIn is a social network that can help organizations digitally plot their networks, build those relationships, get their brand out, help find the right talent, keep that talent. And of
Mm,
course, what we're going to be talking about today is leveraging the power of our platform for finding donors, building relationships, and ultimately fueling their missions forward. So, in my role at Bread and Butter is that we provide discounts to nonprofit organizations to benefit from the same tools that corporations use LinkedIn for.
it's amazing.
Broader than that, it is about helping nonprofits with best practices on their online presence, on making connections with folks on the LinkedIn platform, on just general best free practices on network. So, in that respect, my job really is about helping nonprofits do more of their great work by leveraging LinkedIn, period.
It's amazing. And I think state of the state, if I'm right, is it 26 million nonprofit professionals on the platform ish?
Something like that, about 20 to 30 million nonprofit professionals on LinkedIn around the globe. And we have about 500,000 organizations represented on the
Wow.
LinkedIn platform today.
Wow. Okay. Just listen, if you think about that, think about the good noise we can make on the platform for all of your missions is pretty phenomenal. So just think about, I know we're maybe reading a lot of things, but I hope this also excites you to get active on using your profile to do good and to post and to share what your organization is doing. And so, okay, let's jump right in to how LinkedIn can be used for fundraising. And there's a tool called Sales Navigator that many of you might be familiar with. And it definitely is not just, I think there's maybe this myth that it's just for big businesses to use. And I don't want to bury the lead of a very exciting announcement that's happening right now is that LinkedIn and LinkedIn for Nonprofits is giving 2,000 eligible nonprofits free access to the tool for 6 months. And so we're going to talk about how you can use it, why it's important. But I also want to share with you outside of this special April announcement that's happening about the free platform that you can use for Sales Navigator is they normally have a 75% off discount for individuals for your own account upgrades through the resource hub for nonprofits. And then Ariana, isn't there a separate discount for fundraising teams too?
Yes, yes. So there's individual users from organizations that just want to give it a try or have fundraising teams of 5 or fewer. That is what we're talking about today. We're giving that away for free for individual fundraisers. If you have 5 or more team members and you're ready to look at an enterprise wide solution, we have that as well. That's when you'd come to our team and we provide a 50% discount off of our enterprise sales navigator solution. That's a bit more sophisticated, has more features, and allows for platform access for the team that's tied to the organization, not the individual member.
Got it. Okay. And so if you go on, there's a link in the show notes, everyone, that you can click to apply for this right now. When they fill out the form, do you know how long it takes to hear if you've been approved?
24 to 48 hours.
Oh,
Pretty quick.
fast.
Yeah, it's pretty
Okay.
fast. And if you're already in our database as an approved nonprofit, it's going to be pretty instantaneous. So
Oh,
don't let that
amazing.
stop you.
Yeah.
Once you get
Okay.
the link, go ahead and activate. Again, only 2,000 we're giving away here. So it's going to go fast. And I think we're maybe over halfway there.
Yes. Okay. Exciting. So get on it. Literally, as you're listening to this conversation, just fill out the form. So, what is the thought behind this offer, and how have you really seen nonprofits use it to fuel their growth?
Yes. So let me start by saying that LinkedIn members want to give. We have surveyed them, and every
Mhm.
time we do, like 80% of them want to give back to organizations. They view giving back as an extension of their professional identity. Remember, the LinkedIn platform is a social platform, but it's different from Facebook. It's different from Instagram. This is a one of the most trusted social platforms in the world year after year. And people who you reach on LinkedIn are going to be inclined to engage with you when it comes to giving back to your organization. So I want you to remember that as
Yeah,
we get into today's conversation.
that's huge.
Yeah, and so you have a captive audience and you have an audience who's on there and they're already operating from a place of trust. So capitalize on that. And we're going to talk a bit about how to do that outreach via the messages you send and how to use Sales Navigator to do it. But let's start by like zooming way out. So those of you who are listening probably already know this, but I'm going to start by saying the nonprofit industry is massive. In the US alone, there are almost 2 million nonprofit organizations that collectively employ 12.8 million workers, with nearly two out of every three nonprofit jobs in the healthcare and social assistance sector as of 2022.
Wow.
So US nonprofit workers account for roughly 10% of all private sector workers in the
Mm,
US. It's huge. It's a huge industry. And to make this work possible, nonprofits rely on the expertise of fundraising professionals to secure support from a wide portfolio of major gift donors, corporate sponsors, and more. Effective fundraising is absolutely critical to nonprofit success. And we know from a recent report we ran on 2025 jobs on the rise, LinkedIn put this out. Director of Development and Grants Consultant made LinkedIn's top list for jobs on the rise. And
whoa.
this is like LinkedIn wide. This isn't a nonprofit specific
Yeah.
study. This was like across the platform. Director of Development, Grants Consultant were top of the list. What this highlights is that the fastest growing jobs on the platform and the trends defining the future of work, according to our
Mm,
data, surround the nonprofit sector. And one of
really
the best
interesting.
ways nonprofits can find and connect with new donors and supporters is by leveraging LinkedIn and our network of over 1 billion. So LinkedIn has now over 1 billion members who are likely to want to donate to a nonprofit organization. Remember my 80% stat at the top of this message. This is your captive audience. It's huge. And we know that a lot of individuals are engaging with LinkedIn for reaching more individuals who want to give.
Yeah. I mean, I think of right off the bat, Sales Navigator to me, because I've dove into the product before, filters that 80% for you. It like helps find those clouds of connections of people around you. For anybody who might not have ever seen what Sales Navigator looks like and does, how does it help go from a billion people into finding like your pockets of people that you should be connecting with and reaching out? Big news right now through April 30th, LinkedIn is giving away 6 months free of Sales Navigator Core to the first 2,000 eligible nonprofit professionals around the world. If you want to apply, click the link in the show notes. You can also learn more at nonprofit.linkedin.com. And why does this matter? Because fundraising is the livelihood of nonprofit work, and connecting with the right donors, sponsors, and supporters is key. So, with over a billion members on LinkedIn, connections are happening, and people on LinkedIn are more likely to donate to nonprofit organizations than the average internet user. So, roles like Director of Development and Grants Consultant are on LinkedIn's 2025 Jobs on the Rise list. That is proof that fundraising and sustaining your missions are more essential than ever. LinkedIn for Nonprofits offers free tools, discounts, and a resource hub to help you raise awareness, grow support, and amplify your mission. So do not miss out. Go to nonprofit.linkedin.com/SNC giveaway, or just click the link in the show notes to claim your free 6-month subscription and start turning connections into contributions.
Yeah, the tool is designed to help you filter through those 1 billion professionals. Let me help you see how this works. So, this is actually a tool that's made for sales professionals to build warm connections. We repurpose it for nonprofits to use it because nonprofits are effectively selling their mission and they're
Right.
selling their asks. So, advanced search filters, you already named it, Dana. We have over 50 plus specific attributes and parameters you can use in the tool in the advanced search filters section. There are general options like location, job title. This basically offers a deeper level of customization and specificity so you can target potential donors with accuracy. I'm
Even
going to give you some
companies.
examples, even companies. So you can, let's say you're targeting Adobe, you can literally narrow your search to individuals who are likely to want to engage with you who work at that specific company. Or you can find the person at that company who would be responsible for building nonprofit partnerships as part of their corporate philanthropic strategy. There are also other features I want to talk about here. One are Team Link and Relationship Explorer. They help you identify unexpected champions. So these are people who might be
Hmm.
willing to advocate for your organization internally by highlighting leads that are already connected to your colleagues or board members.
Okay.
So the tool helps you see you're in who is likely to want to give based on their connections.
Yeah.
Think about it like the ideal as a nonprofit fundraiser that you're able to actually visualize who knows who and who would be willing to give you a warm connection or who would be willing to engage with your organization's mission based on who's connected.
That's amazing. So, if I'm hearing this right, it's not just my personal profile, but it's also could be board members, like the relationships that are already attached to your organization that it's using for connections.
Bingo.
That's huge. So then I could go to, let's just say you're on my board. And I would go and say, "Hey, I see that you have this first degree connection with someone. Would you be able to be willing to make an introduction, et cetera, et cetera?"
That's exactly right. And
Okay.
I'm going to give you a couple examples, Dina, if that's cool to slip
Yeah.
those in now. One is of corporate partnerships. So I'm sure many listening are interested in building corporate relationships. Let me tell you about Hope for Haiti. Hope for Haiti is a nonprofit working to improve quality of life for the Haitian people, working with community leaders in rural areas to increase access to healthcare, education, clean water, and economic development opportunities. Hope for Haiti uses Sales Navigator for corporate fundraising by first identifying target companies, which we just talked about, then
Hmm.
using the tool's advanced search filters to look for employees at those companies who seem like they might be interested in the work that Hope for Haiti is doing, regardless of their role. You can look at things like people's volunteer interests, folks who are located near the area, individuals who are
Huge.
already on boards of organizations or
Yeah.
volunteer organizations with a similar mission. This can also be a great strategy for recruiting new board members, by the way, who would be
Yes.
interested in the work that Hope for Haiti is doing. I want to share another story. I talked about this at a keynote I did for Dana
Yeah. At the summit, the
at the
monthly giving
summit.
summit.
So, repeat listeners, it's going to be a reminder of the story of Union Settlement, the organization I'm on the board of, located in East Harlem. It's a bit more personal, but I love this one because it really gets into the power of connections and relationships and the interconnectedness that becomes visible once you have a tool like SalesNav. So, Union Settlement offers a ton of programs to support communities for underserved in East Harlem, from young adults all the way up to the elderly. It's a small organization, relies a ton on building relationships and hustling to get those fundraising dollars in, to get individuals engaged with the organization's mission. And the story I'm going to tell starts with a man named Jonathan. At the height of the pandemic in 2020, Jonathan saw that a colleague he worked with 15 years ago, Ed, had posted on LinkedIn about one of Union Settlement's upcoming Harlem Nights charity events. Ed was on our board, and Jonathan hadn't spoken to him in years. He didn't realize that until he saw the post and realized, oh, Ed's on the board of this really cool organization. I want to learn more about them. So he reconnected with Ed over coffee and, inspired by the conversation, went on to connect with our then development director, Christine, to learn about ways he could get involved. When Christine and Jonathan connected on LinkedIn, she immediately noticed by using SalesNav that one of his current coworkers, Ron, is based in Harlem. So, as the director of development, noticed that someone's in Harlem who works at a great
Hmm.
corporation. So she asked Jonathan if he could introduce her to Ron. So now we're talking second degree connections.
Yeah.
As it turns out, Ron had just moved to Harlem and was already researching hyper local orgs he could give to. That was pretty perfect, right?
Yeah. Timely.
After one conversation, so she kind of had her primed audience, warm lead. After one conversation with Christine and hearing her passion, Rob was able to secure a large grant from his company to Union Settlement.
Wow.
And that grant was used to help 24 East Harlem restaurants sustain themselves while providing meals to essential workers at Metro Hospital. So over a 5-week period, they provided over 5,700 meals. Massive impact. I could go on, but I really want to illustrate here for you. This is real life stuff. This is
Right.
a tool that helps those real life relationships be built more efficiently. These are the
Right.
things that if you are a fundraising professional with all the time in the world to cultivate a relationship like the one Christine found with Ron, could have happened over the course of many, many months. And in this case, happened over the course of weeks.
It's amazing. And it's a social platform. It's where we want to connect with people. I think this is such a good story about just it's relevant. He was already searching for something. You're finding him in that right moment. It was all relational. It happened so like serendipitously. And a lot of times we might just be missing those serendipitous connections because we don't have a tool that can help curate that relationship moment essentially. And I think that's what it helps you do is really hone in on those niches to your missions that you want to be connected with. I mean, I tell the story all the time about on International Women's Day 2 years ago now, I saw a post. I was looking for a local Atlanta based nonprofit to support that was women owned on International Women's Day. The founder, Gloriana Umana, ended up posting something on International Women's Day about the work she does. I signed up as a monthly donor on that day because of her post on LinkedIn. Fast forward, Gloria is now, she wrote the foreword of my book. And then just for my birthday, just in March, I held a fundraiser at my house as my birthday party for the Hope Booth. And that all came from a LinkedIn post. And so it is all relational. And this is a tool that can help you in, I mean, just in those stories, corporate partnerships, board members, fundraising initiatives. For someone who's never used the tool, this might sound overwhelming. This might sound daunting, maybe a little bit confusing. What do you think would be the first thing they should do? Let's say they are applying right now in this moment. Listener, I hope you are. They get access. They're like, yeah, I have access. And now what? What's the first thing they can do to make the most out of the access?
I'm going to give you two things. First, check out the free resources that we have at nonprofit.linkedin.com. I know Dana will link that
Yep.
conveniently for you. We have a ton of blog posts on how you can leverage Sales Navigator for fundraising. You're going to find a lot of inspiration there. These are practical tips and tricks, it's all housed on our website. But once you've applied, once you've redeemed your free Sales Navigator, the first thing you're going to want to do is upload your current and prospective donor lists. You can upload that
Ooh,
right into Sales Nav. Cool, right? And we integrate with CRM platforms like Salesforce, which many of you I'm sure are using to keep
cool.
track of your donors. But even if not, you can upload it and you can then start using advanced filters to uncover new information about the people you're already tracking.
Oh my gosh, I had no idea you could do that.
Yes.
Okay, mine's a little bit blown right now.
Soak that in. Let that soak in for a second.
Okay, wait. So you can upload the list and then what's an example? Like more information about the donors and like their connections?
Yeah. So one of the things you're going to want to look for is you can connect that custom list to LinkedIn's buyer intent feature. Buyer intent feature is one of the things you can access in Sales Nav. And that will help you see if someone follows your LinkedIn page,
Oh.
if they've ever interacted with one of your pieces of content you've put out on LinkedIn, if they're connected to someone at your organization, or if they've ever opened a LinkedIn direct message from someone at your organization. You can see that whole history.
What the? You guys, this is gold.
It's going to basically help you see like what's the value of that individual that you have on your list in a LinkedIn context.
So cool. Okay, that alone right there. Do that.
That is how you prioritize your outreach. This is all about look, we know you out there who are fundraising and trying to get more individuals engaged with your organization. This is maybe your only job, or it may be one of many
Mhm.
jobs you do for the organizations that you represent. The whole point here is we're trying to help you be more efficient and get better bang for your buck out of every engagement. This tool allows you to basically prioritize your time and make sure
Yeah.
the outreach you do send, and I'll get into this in just a moment. And I know you're going to ask me about this, Dana, Make sure that the outreaches you send are personalized, that they're likely to get a response. You're not
Yeah.
going to be able to do that for 5,000 people, but maybe you can do it to 10 who are very likely to engage with you because we have data on all the things they do on LinkedIn that would help
Yes.
indicate that they are a likely buyer, so to speak.
Okay. And before I ask you that question, I have even a thought with this. So, could you upload a list of lapsed donors only? That way you can even see on that lapsed list, are there connections that where you could like recultivate because they might just not be getting your emails because it's a wrong email or for whatever reason they're not seeing it anymore. But on here, it's a different platform where I always like you get the push notification when somebody sends you a message if you have that turned
Yeah.
on. And it's just a totally different place to connect with somebody. So you could segment these uploads and to see where you should be focusing time on laps or if it's just like done. Like there's been no interest recently, not worth the effort to send the message.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great idea, Dana. I would strongly recommend that. And we think about it like this is your win back list.
Yeah.
How do you win these individuals back? Right. And that in and of itself is a very smart strategy that this tool helps you in minutes to achieve.
Yes. Yes. Okay. So I have uploaded my list. I have started here with this tip, which is gold. When I'm sending the message, normally if you don't have Sales Navigator and you're reaching out to cold people, I know this from personal use, the connection request message, I think is maxed at 200 characters. So it's pretty short and sweet. But if you have Sales Navigator, you can send longer messages. However, that doesn't mean that you should be sending an essay to these cold people. Do you have some best practices or thoughts on when we do send outreach, what the format of that message should look like?
Number one, remember the person receiving your message is a human.
Yeah.
You're trying to get this human to care about what your organization does, which means you're appealing to a part of their professional identity that is more personal. So make the message personal, short and sweet for sure. So figure out something on their profile that stood out to you. Why are you reaching out to them specifically?
Mm,
That's only going to be something you as a human can identify. And once you've obviously used the
yeah.
tool to cultivate the top of your list, it should feel relational. This is still a social platform. Don't just pull your mission statement to the top of your message because if I'm looking at a million messages in my inbox and I see something that looks generic, I'm going to skip right past it. Make it personal,
Yeah.
then make your ask directly. So I would go pretty quickly from why you're reaching out to that personal human touch to what are you asking for? And
Yes.
Dana, you can go back and listen to the hundreds of Dana's Missions Movement podcasts where she most likely talks about the power of making a direct ask. But what is it? Is it a call? Is it a connection request? Is it a request to stay in touch? Is it a partnership? But make the direct ask. Don't leave it vague so that you can get what you're asking. Remember, most members who are going to be opening the message are going to want to engage with it. So don't be afraid to make that ask directly.
That's right. I do that all the time. So, listener, I practice what I preach. This is when I want podcast guests, I say, I think you'd be an amazing guest on the show. Here's why. Can I send you the link? Like, and I a lot of times send the recording link directly in the LinkedIn. We don't even go to email until later where I send it to my team for where we send like questions across. Like, because we're communicating in this platform. So just keep it there. And then you can shift things over when you need to get more lengthy and detailed, of course. If you've been feeling like your monthly giving program could use a little extra love, there's a couple of ways I would love to help you out. Whether you're looking for some one on one attention or want to be part of a supportive community, I've got you covered. So here's the deal. If you feel like you need a solid game plan, one that's tailored to your organization, I'd love to spend 1.5 days with you in a VIP intensive. We'll roll up our sleeves together, dive into everything from creating a compelling monthly giving program name if you need it, to crafting a retention strategy, acquisition that really connects with your donors. It's all about being alongside you in what you need in that moment, optimizing your donation experience, new copy on your website page. We dive into the nitty gritty. And one recent client said that it was the best investment they ever made in a transformative experience, which I was so grateful to hear. If you're someone who thrives off bouncing ideas off of others, then the Sustainers Slack group is where you should be. It's basically like a virtual co-working space for nonprofit professionals where you can get real-time feedback. I have monthly experts that come in and just be supported by peers who get it. We are talking about nothing besides monthly giving in there. There's a ton of useful resources to help you grow your recurring giving program without feeling like you're doing it on your own. So, whether you're looking for that deep dive into strategy and execution together, or you'd love just to connect with others that are deep into the trenches, I would love to help you work on your monthly giving program this year. So, click the link in the show notes for either of those opportunities or head to positiveequation.com. Okay, amazing. So we talked about, we know donors are on LinkedIn, 80%, which is a huge opportunity that's untapped. Fill out the application for the free sales navigator as an individual, even outside of this promo period. When's the last date that they have to apply?
April 30th.
Yes. Okay. The end of the month. And
Yes.
then after that, there is still a 75% off for Sales Navigator, which is incredible for nonprofits, and lots of other discounts in the resource hub. Anything else that you think would be a great tip as they're utilizing this platform? They've uploaded their list, they've gone through the champion connections that they might have. Any final thoughts on tips in the platform?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to share something. I want to leave you all with this message. Obviously, I'm here. You have two LinkedIn fangirls talking to one another right now. I hope that you take away from this that you're going to go to LinkedIn, whether or not you've engaged with LinkedIn for fundraising or any other needs, and go learn more. I hope you'll take advantage of this free offering and stay with us over time. But I want to give you all some general words here. Play the long game. You're sending out these
Yes.
messages. You are hoping you get a response. You're probably not going to get a response to everything, or maybe you get a maybe later. I could be interested in, hit me up in 6 months, right? Play the long game and engage regularly. This is going to be specific to LinkedIn, but I want you to remember this in every interaction you have with potential donors. React to them, comment on their posts on LinkedIn, and the tool is going to help you see when they post so you can prioritize liking the posts of people who are more intentional buyers. Send them links to relevant content. Let's say you have an exciting annual report put out, send it to them. Introduce them to other people and organizations you think they might be interested in. By maintaining a social relationship with your leads, you can remain top of mind and show them you care about supporting their professional endeavors. And when it comes to time to reach out with a specific ask again, you'll have plenty of information to help you personalize your message and make sure that they're, again, more likely to want to engage and take action with you.
Yes. And again, this isn't just talk. I want to share. So I have a sustainer Slack group channel. There's 160 something nonprofits in there now, where all we do is talk about building monthly giving programs. And this just happened last Monday. So this is super timely. I got a message in the group. This is a Canadian organization. She received a recurring gift of $150 USD, their Canadian charity. So that was huge for them. And she was like, I'm so thrilled. She's like, this is a big win for us. And she said, I appreciate the support, because the group was giving her all the love. And she goes, also, on the back of that donation came a one-time $100 USD donation, as there was a post on LinkedIn. And this second donor was spurred to donate. What a ripple effect. And then she was thrilled. She goes, so that one monthly donation and my last post on LinkedIn came 3 more donors from friends of that
Whoa.
donor. Isn't that crazy?
Dina, you should be the one talking about this. This is this,
But this is
that is
literally
exactly the point.
right.
Right there.
That's it. It's feeling inspired by the friends that are posting. So that one monthly donation created 3 more from the connections on that page. And so you should see the thread of the other nonprofits replying back to this woman that's talking about this for organization. She just launched her monthly giving program. So this is a huge jolt of excitement and energy and momentum that I'm sure so many of you need in this moment is good news. Good news, momentum, feeling positivity that people are there to support you, and just let your other donors do the work for you. And this connection happens on platforms like this when the sharing ripple takes place. And I think that was the whole genesis of your summit conversation about Metcalfe Law, right? About the more people that are connected, the more it shares and grows and grows and grows and grows. So
Exponential.
exponential, that's right. So I'm all about having this be a platform of feel good stories. Man, we need it more now than ever and forever, honestly, every single day. So thank you so much for everything that your team is doing. Listeners, please click the link in the show notes. Let us know if you have any questions. Ariana is obviously LinkedIn, the best place to connect with you.
LinkedIn is the best place to connect with me. Find me there. I'm the only Ariana you know, I'm pretty sure.
Lucky for SEO.
Exactly. I've claimed it. I just want to thank you all for everything that you're doing, Dana. Thank you for the opportunity to speak about this. Nonprofits, we are here for you now, always.
Yeah.
Find us, connect with us, and we look forward to seeing you take advantage of this offer.
Amazing. Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode of Missions to Movements. If you enjoyed our conversation and found it helpful, I would love for you to take a moment to leave a review wherever you're listening. Your feedback helps us reach more change makers like you and continue bringing impactful stories and strategies to the show. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button too, so you'll never miss an episode. And until next time, keep turning your mission into a movement.